Hello, viewers. So what have we got for you today? We've got the Temple of the Rose Cross, which is a Rosicrucian manifesto from 1618. And famously on it, it's got Kepler's supernova over here, and it's got Tycho's supernova of 1572 over here. Now, I don't know whether or not these flying postcards are comets, but there are three extremely important, three of the most notable astronomical events in history are in our timescale. These two supernovae, and then in 1577, the Great Comet. Um, and we'd like these to turn up on our diagram on our page. So we've got a load of dots, inverted dots on Shakespeare's at the top, and I've decided that these are all indicative of stars. So we've got Kepler's supernova at precisely 21 degrees. That line is exactly 21 degrees. The line that is drawn on there is exactly 21 degrees. It's measured at 21.02. And we've got this morning star at 23 degrees. And what we'd like to do is find Tycho's supernova of 1572, and we'd also like to find the Great Comet of 1577. So is this SN 1572? Well, it's got a measured angle of 63.02, and that's coming from this, which I suggest does have a kind of a circular object to it. What's underneath? Is it an ossuary? Is it part of a hexagon? I don't know, but it looks like it's been manicured. But this is the tau dot, and is claimed to be that point on what we're claiming as a treasure map. That's supposed to be De Vere's burial place. So it's quite a significant dot. Now, if you look up on Wikipedia the declination of SN 1572, as I did, you'd be really upset because it's got an actual declination of 64.09. Right, but we're not really bothered about what people measure it at today with radio telescopes and stuff. We want to know what Tycho Brahe measured it at, because he was far and away the leading astronomer of the age, and his declination is 63 degrees and 53 minutes, so 63.9 roughly. But according to the rules that we've already applied 3 times on the pyramid and on Kepler supernova and on the morning star, we just take the degree component of that measurement. And that's what we got, 63, so that fits. So the only thing we're missing is this comet. Now, this thing here, this strange full stop, looks like it might well be a comet. Who knows? From this same point, if I draw a line to the center of this, which has got an inverted dot in it, that's looks as though it's essentially just to be in the middle of there as a guide point. But if I draw a line directly from that tau dot to the inverted freckle of the right S, it goes straight through our suspected comet. Now, I'm absolutely certain we've got to have a look yet, but that comet passed in front of an object of declination 20 degrees. Well, I know it's 20 degrees because the measured angle is actually 20.11, right, because this one's slightly out of kilter, to where that the strike through line of Shakespeare's hits the square defined by the bottom rule, I'm getting a figure of 19.99. So I suggest there is an object that this Great Comet passed in front of, which has a declination of between 20 and up to, but not including, 21 degrees. And so someone's just got to do the hard work of reading Brahe's account of the Great Comet. So that's great. So, well, let's just go back to this. What does this mean? I've never got both supernovae. So originally it's like, well, I just want it to be the supernovae. I've now got it twice, as well as Saturn. Sorry, Venus, I beg your pardon, as a morning star. But I as I say, once we've found the quote from Brahe where he says he passes in front of whatever it is at 20 degrees and makes a fuss about it. I have this problem about, well, how do you know that it's Kepler's supernova rather than you just want it to be? Well, I've got Kepler's supernova, Tycho's supernova, and the Great Comet. So there. So I'm now I've got far more justification of why this is Tycho's Kepler supernova. The notch there, the dot there is much bigger, and in fact, this event is one of the brightest things that's ever happened in the sky. So let's just have a stock take on what's still outstanding. I don't know what the monster eyes are, and I'm close to giving up now. There's this manicule rule with 2 and 4. You can't add them together to make 6. I don't know where we get the 6 from, but I don't know what that manicule rule means. We've got this unknown dot in there. That one is not of the same quality. I said previously it's the same quality as this dot here and that dot there. It's not. It's smaller, and I don't know if it means anything or not. These two definitely do. I call these the Bluetooth logo. I've got 2 little scribbles after the S's, and they look roughly like that. I want a higher resolution image, but they'll. There's obviously got 3 triangles. It's obviously some kind of Masonic thing, but I'd like someone to explain it to me. Why is the eye, right? So this is actually for me quite important. This eye is directly above where the 9 dot is. I know that the 9 dot has been lined up on that eye, but I don't know how the eye is lined up. I just know that it's in the square, because when I apply the correction from the circle to the square grids, I predict exactly where that point should be. So, but I don't know why. I don't know how that eye's lined up. I mean, I've got some dodgy theories, but nothing that really, excuse me, rings true. This rule is sloping. Again, I don't know if that means anything now. But that rule is visibly more or measurably more sloping than this. This is measurably horizontal, actually. If you like it, this hardly moves at all. This one moves by well over its own width, but I don't know if that means anything or not. And then we've got at London. I mean, there's a number of things else, but this S, for instance, is not actually in the right position. I should have put that on. I have to try and work out why that is the case. I've now got some kind of rationale on both of these S's now, because they're part of this astronomical stuff. But at London, at and do are on a different baseline to lon and n, and I don't know why that's the case. But we're running out of stuff to do. Now, just a bit of fun. That doesn't look too bad, does it? You can look at that. I mean, there's obviously, I've mucked around with it a bit. It's a bit funny. But if that's what Droeshout had drawn, I suggest that's what we would be looking at. That would be hung up in English departments, and people would have done pictures, would have done paintings based on that, not just a bald guy. That is the original, right? And that's not nice, right? When you look at that, that doesn't. He doesn't look right, does he? It looks a bit kind of sneaky. What's wrong? Right, so there's a number of things that I've done here. Obviously, I've reflected this and stretched it around a bit so that he hasn't got this shriveled up right arm. And obviously, I've got rid of the preposterous and totally unique ruff that we've got here, and just plonked another one on there. His head's a bit smaller. The hair's a bit longer. I've made his hair long. That had more of an effect than I realised. I thought it was going to do. If you make the hair longer, but the key thing here is this eye has been swapped round, and that is why that is more pleasant. That's why you could hang that up in an English department and not have to take it down because everybody's stopped doing Shakespeare because they think he's weird. And the question is, why has Mountain Droeshout done that? If you zoom into this and have a look at the accuracy of these features, if you think that Martin Droeshout can't draw, I say you can't see. Reader, look not on his picture, but his book. So I've had some religious zealots insisting to me that this picture, there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly normal, and that Johnson, in his dedication, doesn't tell you not to look at the picture. Well, he says there, don't look at the picture, right? Nothing of the sort. So yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it? And so yeah, I don't know if I've told you recently, but those two lines meant in 1609 anonymous, and they will continue to mean anonymous for the next 300 years. If any Stratfordians that are unfortunate enough to be watching any of this want to tell me or want to counter that with some examples, I really would love to have them. But in the meantime, let's just fill in the name. Edward de Vere. More news as we get it.